There were some people in the comment section worrying that we're turning to only buying expensive cars. You got absolutely no chance of that happening. No. We will buy anything.
Well, if there's profit involved, Rob,
we're having it.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the channel and a new video on the beautiful run-of-the-mill 2016 Hyundai i20. Road tax DVLA seizure. No keys. Don't know a lot about it apart from it is unlocked.
Yep.
There's a blade hanging out of the door. So obviously the DVLA have had the car unlocked to get in it. But we're not going to open the door just yet because the alarm keeps going off.
It does.
So again, we never know the story of these cars and you can only guess.
It's worth a punt, isn't it?
It is always worth a punt. £1,600 in total this was out the door.
Yep.
It's obviously been sat for a while because it's growing its own plants, but looks a really nice car. Looked them up and they are £3 to £5 grand depending on mileage and condition.
Yep.
And I thought in the pictures, it's got a few battle scars, but it was cheap.
Yeah, that's right.
I feel like it was. You got a couple of little digs in the door there.
It's a shame about those, isn't it?
And then again, a few little digs around the bumper.
Yeah.
Are we having a little walk round this?
Yeah, might as well while we're out here.
Reverse parking sensors. And Hyundai, we've had quite a bit of luck now with the last couple that we've had. Everyone seems to want to buy them, so
we've
I bought
also
it.
had a couple of them that haven't been on the channel.
Oh yeah,
quick flips that you've done.
Yeah, I'll just sell them straight out the door.
That's right. Yeah, so quite good news.
All this looks like it's going to clean off, Chris. It is going to clean off, isn't it?
Yeah.
But going down this side, it actually looks all right again.
Come off of that with a bit of thinness,
I think it'll clean up.
Yeah.
But you have got, unfortunately,
a little
bit of a dig there. But mate, it is what it is, and I think I showed you a picture of this when I was bidding on it.
Yeah.
And I thought, let's just go for it. The front end's all okay. We've had the bonnet open. There's an engine in there. Bit of the cap missing off the mirror there, and I think the alarm's probably going to go. It may be flat now. No, it is.
She goes.
So we'll have to wait for that to stop. Let's pause there for a minute. Great idea there when I paused, and that was to quickly open all the doors. Otherwise, we'd walk around. It's going to go off. I don't suppose the mileage has come up, has it? I've seen there's an MOT in there, and it was 60 something.
No, nothing on there.
See, it's digital.
Yeah, sometimes if you push, but there's no trip, is there, to push? But
right,
got air conditioning, mate.
Has it?
Yeah.
Probably worth mentioning. Of course, before I bought this car, I rung up Aidan, the key man. This car arrived here 2 days ago, and the key is due by 9 AM. He sent it special delivery.
It's good, isn't it?
And he said that this is one that we can program with our computer.
Maybe with his help.
With his help. So he's cut the key with the blade, it's in the post, and it's on its way. So as soon as that arrives, I guess we're going to pick up, because the steering lock's on. Mind you, we have got that blade, but...
Yeah, so we could get it off the truck, but we might as well just leave it
We'll just leave it here, get the proper key for it.
We know the battery's charged, there's a horn going off, so...
Right, we'll leave it there for a minute then. Of course, we use the one-stop shop Car Vertical to check out every vehicle we purchase. There is a nice little discount in the description, where if you hit that in the description, it'll automatically apply it. Or you can use the code SR20, also displayed up on screen now, to get that discount off of your check. So Hyundai i20 2016. Odometer looks good, financial and legal looks good, and damaged clearly there all looks good as well. I do just want to show you a quick example. So you can see there, just down there, it says Lamborghini Aventador, and then you've got overview in green, odometer in blue, and financial and legal highlighted there in amber. Let's click on that. And of course, as soon as you click on there, it says beware, this vehicle may have finance restrictions. Of course, I've got this car on finance, and it does show on the Car Vertical report that this vehicle has finance owing on it. When you do click on it, it does give you the name of the lender, the term of the policy, also their contact number, and the reference number, so that you can call up and actually find out a bit more information if you're going to purchase the vehicle. Of course, if it was damaged, it will be highlighted in amber as well, or any of the other things on there, including natural disaster or theft, would be highlighted in amber. So that's not going to work, is it? Good attempt there. 9:30, bang on. I've heard the doorbell go. I've flown straight home. the keys are here. Huge thank you to Aidan again. We need to get to the yard, get this car plugged in. This key's already cut, so it's going to be fine. In fact, let's open it up. Now there's 2 keys in here, and this one is for that little cactus. The person that bought it asked for the spare key, and Aidan already had it on his system, so he's cut that and posted it for me. And he has sent down the already cut and programmed the key for the little Hyundai. Let's get back to the yard, get it plugged in, and try and program this. We've got the chip number and the immobiliser code. If we get stuck, of course, we can call him and he'll talk us through it. I was just about to start and I thought, well, I better let you guys go through every step of it. So the jump pack's on, I've got the scanner turned on. I don't want to open this door because I don't want that horn to start beeping and going off again. You can see I've got the little dongle down there, plugged into the OBD socket, and I've tried the key in the door, so it's going to fit the ignition. Mileage, what is the mileage? Spanner light, 89,644. Just over half a tank of fuel. That's temperature. And why has that got 1 dot on it? That must just be where it starts. Yeah, it must be. I'm going to get this all set up. Automatic selection. Let's let that search go through. Get this all ready. I've just had to send Chris the PIN number and security code to get into the immobiliser, and he's going to come out in a minute, and then I can punch it into the computer because I can't get it off the camera and record at the same time. So I'll shout him out here to get that, and let's get it programmed, and fingers crossed it works. So I've got us to this stage. We didn't even ring Aidan, we just had a little play with it, haven't we?
Yeah.
And the first bit we went into was programming the remote side of the key. Yeah. So we've backed out, and we've got to this stage where it's just put input data, but I don't want to show your phone because it's got the key code and that on it.
I've just shown that actually, but I don't think you'd read it.
I'll blur it out. Right, so key cut, we don't want that. We want pin old and pin new, don't we? So it says here, status learn. Input the pin code and press OK. If the pin code is entered incorrectly 3 times, this function may be limited. Please enter carefully. Input data. Now, is that the old key number you have to put in?
What? That's what he sent you, isn't it?
Yeah, but it says on here, pin old and pin new.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, do you have to put the old one in first? Because it says there, learnt keys.
Yeah, probably.
So let's try the old one. Right, old
sense,
is...
wouldn't it?
Enter. Okay. Wrong pin code.
Right.
Let's ring Aidan.
I think you better.
Yeah. As soon as I started working with Chris, he taught me a valuable lesson. Stay in your lane.
Yeah.
Back up a bit. I did just ring Aidan. He did say ring him, and probably I should have.
Yeah.
And I said I've put in the wrong code, the old code. He went, why are you putting in the old code, dude? You ain't got the old keys. You got a new key. Yeah. You put in a new code. So I've got.
Double check.
Enter. Come on. Are you sure? Okay. 1 key. Teaching. Do you want to continue? Yes. The key is invalid. Please check the system and press OK. Well, it hasn't done it, has it? It's just gone back to the main screen. That engine sounds knackered and all.
Sounds a bit lacking in compression, doesn't it?
Yeah, it don't sound good, does it? It's coming out of mobiliser. Well, I'm just going to guess I'm going to keep playing, but that don't sound good, does it?
Doesn't sound like there's a... Do you want to... Shall I have a look and see if camshaft's
We
turning?
did say it's a gamble, didn't we?
Yeah, you got that a minute.
Yeah. You can see the immobiliser light flashing up here as well. So it's definitely
hold on.
Top left there.
Go on, mate. Yeah, camshafts are turning.
It might just be where it's sat for so long.
Could well be, couldn't it?
Yeah. All right, mate. I'm going to keep trying this key and maybe give him a call again. I'm not going to be able to record it, or am I? So.
No.
Key learning. Let's continue on and see if I can do it the second time. he got so annoyed with me keep ringing him up, he just decided to turn up. But actually, just reading what there was on the computer, you said there was an issue.
Yeah, so basically, Rob, these Hyundais, they come with like 2 different chips.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking it's gonna be the most common one, if you know what I mean.
Right.
So I just sent that when I posted the key, I thought, yeah, it would be all right.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, in your case,
It wasn't.
it wasn't, man.
It
It was
don't matter.
yeah. Well, we had to come out, but
You're at the end of the phone, and he has
Yeah, of
come
course,
to actually
course.
do a key for Dan the Builder wants a spare for his car,
Yeah,
so
for his
he's
Sprinter.
come to do that anyway, haven't
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
So hopefully, fingers crossed in a minute, we'll still be able to do it on my Autel, or are we going to roll with your
We can
computer?
do with both.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. We'll try yours.
But this car don't sound good, because it's still turned over without the immobiliser code, and it sounds like it's got no compression.
No way.
Yeah,
Wow.
so...
Let's see.
You know, if it builds up a little bit of oil pressure, it might
Yeah, it
sound
might.
different. The
Yeah, it
cam's
might.
spinning round, so it's got 2 chances, hasn't
Yeah,
it?
it's either gonna go or not.
It's a DVLA one, so
Oh, right.
seized with no keys, no
Right.
tax. To save any confusion and any messing around, Aidan said he'd rather use the proper tool for the job, so he's actually got his machine out, his key programming machine, got the correct, everything's correct, he's just
Yeah.
got to program it in.
Yeah. So the key to be programmed. That's cool. Yeah.
You couldn't see the pin number.
You
anyway,
couldn't see it, yeah.
Side on.
So there we go. It says programming succeed. Would you like to program the next one? Obviously, if you was to do a spare key for this car,
Yeah.
at this moment, obviously, we'll select yes,
Okay.
and then it'll tell us to cycle the other key in. But in this case, we're only going with 1 key, so we just press no. So it says number of current keys 1. Please pull the key out and wait for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3. And then ignition on. That's it.
All
It's all
done.
programmed, yeah. So if we go into the live data, it might actually show us that there's 1 key now.
If you turn it over, that immobiliser light.
Yeah, it
see
does
on
go
the
out.
top left.
And also, if we look on live data, it says number of keys is 1.
Yeah.
Everything is learnt now, so
Perfect.
everything is all good to go.
Right, it's been a little while, and I've tried it again. And when it starts, you can see the rev counter. It actually stays running for a little while now, but so that's running, and then it just dies out. I really don't know what it is. I'm gonna have to get Chris out here. I think I can really smell petrol. Have we flooded it? I don't know. But it's definitely starting up, isn't it? It still doesn't sound like it's got much compression, but I don't know what these sound like, so I'll give you an update when I know. I just need to maybe plug it in. No, it's got no engine light, is it? So I don't know, let me have a think. Obviously we don't want to throw the parts cannon at it and start spending a load of money on it if the engine is knackered. So I've just said I'll run another quick scan on it, and it's come up engine 1 fault. Let's actually read what it is. Trouble codes. LIN communication error. I've just googled it, and it's come up with a load of YouTube videos. Quite a lot of them were in Korea, so I couldn't really understand. But I kind of got the gist of what one of them was saying. Yeah, pass, no faults. And it come up about the battery. There's a switch on the battery, and no joke, I've just got out there. It ain't even plugged in. I've plugged it in, and you can see I've still not run it. No, it's doing the same, but you can see it's running just briefly and then cutting out. So that was nothing to do with it then. It is one of them, I'm afraid. I'm going to have all the plugs out. I'm going to run a compression test, although it does sound 10 times better now. It does sound fine. It could be injectors where it's been sat for a while. It could be anything. But we have got 0 fault codes. Absolutely nothing at all. It makes sense to do it on the back of the truck. I know people are going to say, why didn't you roll it off and you can just lean over? But it's fine standing on the back of the truck, and it's no hardship climbing up there. So I've just got a 10mm for the little cover on the top. There's 4 10mm obviously in the top of the coil packs, and then there's the spark plug spanner, which is all part of my Blue Point set anyway. Whipped all of those out and then just spun it over just to make sure that it's all free and see if anything was coming out the bores. How am I getting on with this Hyundai? I've pulled it off the back of the truck, and on the time lapse, of course, I said I've took all those plugs out. What I did just do that I didn't do previously was I just pulled that plug out in the coil pack, put it through there to earth it. I've spun it over, it has got a lovely spark. Just briefly, this was the little connector that was disconnected earlier that was throwing up that fault code, but that fault code's completely gone now, so we haven't got an issue there. And this battery has it's got a lovely charge in it. I'm going to grab the old Noid lights and I'm just going to go on the injector rail here and check that we've got power. I think we have, and I'm starting to now think that this is going to come down to, they're quite tough. I was trying to get one off while I was recording, but they are quite tough. I think they're going to be fine. I think it's going to be a case of where it's sat so long, it's going to be stuck or sticky injectors, because it is firing up. I can demonstrate that again now, and it does just briefly fire up, ticks over for a few seconds and then just cuts out. Yeah, it's running and then cuts out again. So I'm going to go with fuel, and I reckon it's them injectors. I'm going to grab the Noid lights, unplug them, and we give them a test. Noid lights are, well, what it says on the tin. They're lights. You get 4 in a pack. You need an earth and a live to light it up, and it don't matter what way round you put it in. Doesn't matter what side you live or earth up. So we'll plug that into the first one, and I want to try and prop it so that I can see it in the car and it shows on the camera as well. So let's go into the second one. Third one. We got no issue there, and what I've noticed now that the fuel's run out, this car's not starting. It is them injectors, isn't it? It's got to be, because they're not plugged in now. They're not working. They're not injecting fuel, so it's not firing up. But I reckon it's 1 or 2 of them are injecting fuel, and that's why it's starting. But it's 2 of them maybe that's not. Anyway, let's try that last one. I just wanted to wang it over there to prove that it wasn't going to start to myself. So let's put that back in there. We've got no issues whatsoever with the live feeds. Right, injector number 1, injector number 2. Let's see if it starts. Right, it does. So we are narrowing it down now, aren't we? I think cylinder 3 and 4 has got an issue with the injectors, and I'm going to say it's where it's been sat around for a little while. So not everyone will agree with me here, but I'm going to get the bar in there and I'm going to give it a little tap and give it a little bit of a headache and see if that resolves it, see if it frees off, because it might just be stuck. So continuing on here, giving the injectors a little tap just does give them a little bit of an headache, and it honestly, truly does work sometimes. So in the Mark III XR2 Red Fiesta that we recently had, it was running awful. And as soon as I give the injector a little tap, it fired up onto 4 cylinders and it was fine. And that's what I'm trying to do on this. The injectors are a bit newer, they're plastic, and I don't want to hit them too hard. And I'm going through all of the fuses in that fuse box. Well, it's getting there now, guys. Has this car beat me? Absolutely not. Has it beat me today? Definitely. We'll be back in the morning. So pretty much just going through the motions with it, and Chris had a look at these. I'm a bit embarrassed I didn't notice it. And that one's got a crack in it, and the other one, the tip's not too good.
That is the one with the tip.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, if you have a look.
So he said, go and get a new set of firelighters. Here they are. We're going to chuck them in. This is going to fire straight into life,
I don't
this
know where
car.
they'll show up, Rob. You probably have to.
Yeah.
Very burnt, isn't it? The
They're they're original. I reckon they're original.
Possibly,
People
yeah.
just don't change plugs anymore, do they?
No.
Let's get these fitted and then spin that key. So again now, in with the plugs. And it's going to be a case of get all them 4 new plugs in there and then just wang it over and give it a try. I really am hoping that we do get to the bottom of this, but it's becoming quite testing. It was We had a little bit of difficulty there with the key at first that I couldn't do, and now we're having this problem. Was it just a set of fire starters that needed?
Well, we'll see now, won't we?
You've really made me grow in confidence in the last 5 minutes.
I think there's a very good chance.
It's better. It's the same, isn't it?
Did you say it's got a new air filter, Rob?
Yeah.
Just is it easy to pop it over?
Yeah, very
just
easy.
Give it a little bit more air. Yeah, just leave it like that a minute. We're just going to give it a go.
It's got to be.
And it comes up with no codes whatsoever.
No, nothing.
So, fuel rail pressure's good.
Yeah,
pressures are all good, aren't they?
Probably what I haven't mentioned is
good.
I took the fuel pipe off yesterday. It was high pressure in there, and I actually poured it into a cup when I brought it into you.
But it'd flag up as a code if the
Yeah.
fuel pressure rail was outside of its parameters anyway, wouldn't it?
When we was weighing it over with no core packs in it or plugs, there was a lot of fuel coming out the cylinders. So we know that I think that the injectors are okay.
Yeah.
So I'm now thinking that quite possibly it is camshaft, crankshaft sensor, and it's not flagging as a fault.
It would flag as a fault normally, wouldn't it? Which is unusual.
This little thing here, this on the battery, that was actually unplugged yesterday, and that was coming up with the LIN fault. As soon as I plugged it in, it went and cleared. But yeah, it's a bit beyond me, mate. I've checked every single fuse in that box. I've checked every single fuse in the car. Now this one was obviously broken down and abandoned, and that's why they've took it.
That's looking likely now.
Yeah, not your normal story of
No.
someone just got unlucky and it got taken away, or mate, I guess it's just more and more and more research for me to do. It's almost like it's got a fuel cut off, isn't it? Because it fires up and then stops. But
yeah, it's trying, isn't it?
I'd like to get all this done in one video, but it's not looking like that's actually going to be possible.
I'll tell you what, can we undo that in a minute?
Yeah.
We'll just undo that and we'll try something.
Yeah.
Rob. You just go on the key, Johnny, and wang it.
Ready?
Like full throttle.
Full throttle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's trying hard to run, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't look like it's a lot of work to get them out, to be honest. You've got 2 10s on the fuel rail and they pull out.
Yeah. Let's have an injector out and have a look.
Righto, mate.
Well, there's a new one on me, Rob. That you've removed the fuel rail. She's running, but as soon as you put that in there, do you want to put it in and kill it? As soon as you block, so it's been getting fuel all along, but it hasn't getting air to the inlet.
Sorry, I ain't seen that. Let me demo that again. Hold that. I'm going to start it up. Pull that off.
Yeah, you go on here and I'll do it.
Believe that.
It's bad, isn't it?
So I've
done is removed the fuel rail, isn't it?
Took the 2 bolts out of the fuel rail, and now if I leave that there, Chris will turn it over. It will not start. As soon as I pull that out, see it spraying.
We all know you need oxygen for combustion, don't you?
Yeah.
So that's getting enough air through those injector ports to allow it to run now. But as soon as you put that in there, it's like you're choking it, aren't you? fixed it, look.
I think we might have. Stop that camera. I'll hold that down a little bit.
Shall I give it a rev?
Just touch the accelerator. Just gently. I'd say that's fixed. Well, no, it's not. It's dying out again now. You accelerating?
Yeah, foot on the floor.
Take it off.
We are. No engine lights on.
I don't know. We need to have a think about this. So you're going to have to cut that for a minute.
That's very unusual, isn't it?
On.
But it's running.
Yeah.
And it wasn't running. But we're undecided what the fault is.
I don't think we're any further forward.
We are, because she sounds like a Swiss watch, mate.
Yeah, I suppose it is a runner.
We just got to get to the bottom of that, what was going on there.
Sorry, we haven't even put any microphones on because it was all a quick rush.
That's right, it was...
I'm going to try and bolt these in while it's running.
Yeah, why not? I'll turn this off for a minute, mate.
I think this is one of those that's going to remain a mystery on us for the rest of our lives because we've got it up to operating temperature. It's been running here for well over an hour. It's all revving up and you can see I've completely put it back together. Everything is back on there. Mate, I'm going to get this booked in for an MOT, get it down a car wash. It is unbelievable.
Yeah.
I've literally spent hours going through stuff and to remove that fuel rail and it to start up, what a mystery.
Yeah.
Someone will have an answer, put it in the comment section down below. Let's go and get it cleaned. Yes, we actually made it to the car wash. Just before I went to the car wash, I have been to Cat Components and actually bought 2 new front wiper blades for it and a driver's side stop and tell brake light bulb because it was showing up on the screen. I also put air in all the tyres, the TPMS light went out and it does seem fine, and as you can see it seems to be coming up pretty nice with a wash too. So it did clean up very, very nice, but of course a good clean shows up all of the imperfections and you can now see a little mark there. You've got that one there, scuff on the mirror, again that will come off, but that little piece is broke. There's a couple of little tiny chips on the front bumper, which you could touch them up actually. This side's okay until you get to these little digs. Now, from the car wash, I booked it in for an MOT and I was going straight there, but the engine lights come on. It's very, very sluggish. It needs a set of injectors in it. There's absolutely no point taking it for an MOT. Even if that light went out and I took it, because of the injectors not injecting properly, the emissions are going to be all over the place. It's just not worth doing. So we're actually going to have to chuck a set of injectors on this and you're going to see it pop up on Instagram for sale. I said we paid, it was £1,600 out the door, this car. It's done 89,000 miles. Aiden actually gave us the key, which was lovely, because he said that I could program it in with the Autel, and he had to come here and do a key on Dan's van anyway. So we got lucky there. I've just chucked a set of wiper blades on it, a brake light bulb, and a valet. So it actually owes us about $1,650, which is a very, very cheap car. Not sure what we're going to put it on the internet for yet. Probably try and sell it as it is for maybe £2,600–2,700, or get the paintwork done and ask proper money for it. But this has been a nice long video, and I'll be honest, it's been a real head scratcher and a headache. But that is going to be the end of today's video. If you did enjoy it, please do hit that thumbs up. We really do appreciate it, and of course it shows your appreciation. If you want to follow us on our other socials, Instagram, TikTok and Twitter, of course the links for those are in the description down below. Don't forget, like, subscribe and share, and we'll look forward to seeing you all very, very soon in the next one.